are the universe. We are the universe. Let it rise. We are the universe. We are the universe. Let it rise.
Welcome to Enlighten My World, Syncretistic Celebration. This week, we are going to talk about these crazy energies that are going on and how to handle them. I'm Pastor Dominique Heider, but you can call me Nikki, and we're going to get started by raising our vibrations. Now, I have been unfortunately sick for a little over a week with bronchitis, which affects my whole upper respiratory. So I'm not in the most fine voice today. So I'm going to ask you to please join with me so your own singing drowns out how terrible my voice is going to sound. And going along with the theme of what I've been guided to talk about, we're going to sing a song to raise our vibration and bring us up there in those angelic realms that many of you probably know, many of you probably have sang as a child. It is typically associated with a Christian song, but I feel, and I've always felt, that it is a song that really encompasses what all of us are, and that is light within us. And the way that we're going to deal with what's happening in our world and the crazy cosmic energies of all these planets going retrograde and just our natural feelings of upheaval and things like that is recognizing the light within us that connects us to source, the part of us that is part of our creator. These bodies are just for this lifetime, but what we really are is part of source, part of creator, part of God, whatever you might want to call it, that greater thing out there that we all are part of, matter, the cosmos, whatever. And recognizing that light within us is what our angelic friends have asked me to talk to you about today. So to raise our vibrations, I thought we would sing This Little Light of Mine. And we're only going to sing the verses that pertain to everybody of all religions and all faiths, because that's what Syncretistic Services is all about. We want everybody to be united and one, and it doesn't matter where you come from or what you come from or what you grew up learning about as far as what God is or what source is or what creator is, because in reality, we all are part of the same thing, and we all are one. We all are united. We're all part of this universe. And the more we recognize that and the more we embrace that, the more we uplift together, the more we raise our vibrations together. And that's what this is all about. That's why I've been guided to do these syncretistic services, because all of us are connected, no matter what differences we see in each other, no matter how far to one end or the other we may think each other exists on. In reality, we are one, and we have a lot more things that make us alike than we do that make us different. So please sing with me, because my voice isn't so good. I even have a cough drop in my mouth. We're going to sing just 3 short little verses of This Little Light of Mine, okay? Please sing with me. We're all raising our vibrations together, even if you have to whisper it in your head, whatever it takes to drown out my voice. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, hope you're dancing. I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I don't know that that was me. I think that may have actually been angels coming through me because my voice did not sound like that earlier today when I was practicing to make sure I had a voice at all. But thank you. I hope you sang with me and I hope you enjoyed that. So our vibrations are up there. And the next thing, if you've been watching me, you know I like to ground us while we raise our vibrations even higher. And one of the best ways to ground ourselves is through dancing and connecting to Mother Earth, rooting ourselves through movement and through dance. And though you may not be able to get up or you may not want to get up, that is fine. Wiggle in your seat, wiggle a finger, imagine yourself dancing away if you have to. But the idea is to move in spirit, move in your head. And the music keeps us uplifting and connecting because music is the language of the angels, of the angelic realms, of the divine. That is the music we've all been shared, that no matter what language you speak, we all understand music. At least hear it or can feel it or something, right? Okay, so we're going to dance a little bit. This song is actually called Third Eye. I got to cue it here for us. Okay. Hope you can hear it. Just close your eyes and feel the music. Any way you want. Move your arms, move your feet, jump around, dance in your seat, roll your head. Fall through the window. Be silly. Being playful and like a child is that energy we want to be in. Because that brings us all the abundance we want. And we feel good and young and free. Nice song, right? Okay. So I hope you feel good. I hope you were moving. I hope you were grooving. Because that is the space we want to be in. We want to ground ourselves. We want to be connected. And we want to feel fun. We want to feel free. We want to just let go. All right. So at this moment, I think it started 29th of September. we have 6 planets in retrograde. Now, retrograde isn't really a thing um, as far as are these planets actually looking like they're moving backwards. It is from our perspective, from Earth, that makes it look like a planet is retrograde. So, a lot of people, scientists, and people out there say retrograde really means nothing. But when you think of everything, it's all about perspective. So, if while we're on this rock, on this beautiful, lush rock we call Earth, those of us who live here, when we view the alignment of these certain planets, we are affected in certain ways. And before actual science and before, you know, maps and computers and all those things, the stars and the planets were what were used to understand when to plant crops, when certain seasons were going to not be good, based on these very analytical and mathematical scientific charting of the movement of planets and stars based on our perspective from Earth. And true science is when something is empirically studied over multiple trials, multiple periods of time. So if a year would be one trial, then this study and the alignment of the cosmos and where things are up there based on our perspective has been trialed for thousands and thousands of years. So when a pattern repeats itself in a trial, the theory is then becomes, or the hypothesis then becomes the theory, which exists as fact until another theory can step in and show an alternative and more comprehensive explanation of that theory. Okay, so that's how scientific method works. So astrology is actually very scientific. It's very mathematical. It is charted out, and it's showing when certain things are lined up in a certain way, things look like or behave like this here on Earth. And, and it happened again, and it happens again, and it happens again. So it's documented and charted as such. And that's why, when you hear about your horoscope or things like that, you might say, oh my gosh, that's so accurate. I can't believe it. Well, it's accurate because the way that the stars have lined up with that particular chart indicates certain qualities and behaviors that will manifest here as a result. And over and over and over again, it shows the same thing. So that's where that comes from, in case you didn't know. That was a very elementary explanation of how it works. But so when these planets are retrograde, are they actually moving backwards through space? No, they look like they are retrograde from our perspective, and therefore certain behaviors or certain stimuli affect us here on this planet when those things happen. So when 6 of them are in this motion, then a lot of energy is stirred up. Okay, so this is going to be occurring for probably about the next week. So right around the new moon, which is October 6th, Pluto will no longer be retrograde. So we'll only have 5 planets in retrograde then. So that might ease up some of that energy, but pretty much the energy will be consistent until the end of October. And so you may have already been feeling it. And you probably have noticed maybe people acting a little strange in your personal life, at work, even, in the world. You may have noticed more so than they have been, that you don't seem right in your head. Maybe you can't get your thoughts together, or everything just seems like yucky and nothing's going your way. Um, a lot of people are going to possibly manifest physical symptoms, as myself. You might get cold, you might get, and this is not something to fear, like, oh my gosh, we're in a pandemic. And it's an energetic thing that's happening. Um, it is for our benefit, though it doesn't seem that way. And if we can be aware that a lot of the things that are triggering us right now, to behave a certain way or to feel a certain way, is not necessarily in our control, then we kind of can gain control of that, because it's like awareness, gives you a direction to go in to plan for things. So maybe you can't fix your energy, but you can, avoid talking to people, if you're able to do that, or avoid certain topics when you do talk to people. Um, if you had plans to, um, have parties or something like that, you may want to hold off until maybe like Halloween or something, because it is around the 27th. I think a few of the other planets, I don't know that they actually um, start moving in the opposite direction. I think they do like a loop, but they stop being retrograde. So, with that said, I'm no astrologer. I just utilize that information to understand energy and how it affects me and other people, because I'm an energy worker. So I work with energy, and there are lots of tools out there that can help you to understand energy, um, and um, utilize it and govern it the best you can. It's kind of like water. You can't really stop water, but you can guide its direction, and that's what we do with our energy. We guide its direction, and we can siphon off, how intense the flow is with a spigot like water. Put it a little bit one way, and a less forceful spout of water is going to come out, and so we can do those things. And that's what I believe I'm here to do, is to help people learn to govern and manage their own energy, because we can't really manage other people's energies, but we can avoid them, or um, kind of empower ourselves to be aware of how to manage ourselves with other people's energy and with planetary energy. Anyway, I digress. Excuse me. Um, so there is a lot of stuff you may be feeling. For instance, me babbling, that is Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is probably the one everybody's the most scared of, and like, oh my gosh, it's Mercury retrograde. Um, Mercury stays in retrograde for about 6 weeks, I think. Um, don't quote me on this. I actually can probably find out exactly for you. But Mercury in retrograde shall be till about, the 27th of this month. So things to watch out for with Mercury retrograde. Your technology. Okay, that's a biggie. For whatever reason, it messes with communication, and since most of our technology nowadays is how we communicate with other people, it affects our technology. So your Wi-Fi might go funky. Your internet connection may just drop. Calls might drop. uh, Messages don't get sent. Emails get boggled. You have the other direction too, where emails you didn't intend to send yet get sent. Like weird stuff like that happens during Mercury retrograde. And the best thing you can do is be aware of it. So be cautious. Make sure you back up at all your documents and anything you create on a computer or on your phone. Back it up on a hard drive or through a network saving device. um, you want to be aware of your communication with other people. Maybe don't make any big decisions that involve communication. Like, for instance, in a Mercury retrograde, you probably don't want to ask someone to marry you or agree to marry someone. for both sides, or at least you don't want to put anything definitive to it just because you may get lost in your head. You also want to, if you're upset and you feel this is the time you're going to tell somebody about why you've been angry with them or whatever, not the best time to do it because it's probably not going to be heard the way you mean it, and you may not say it the way you intended to say it. And then the reverse, the the feedback you get, you may misinterpret, or because the person misinterpreted what you were saying, it ends up being a fight. So it's really not a time to engage or have these deep philosophical conversations with people. It's also not a time to, you know, sign on a mortgage or buy a car, especially with the other planets. And I know that Saturn and Mercury right now kind of, it's the best way to say it, reflect each other. So they almost empower each other. So because of Saturn being there with Mercury, like going together, the Mercury energy is going to be amplified and the Saturn energy is going to be amplified more so than it would normally be. And that's probably what we're feeling. It's probably why most of us are feeling kind of wonky, maybe really tired, unexplainably tired. You may have weird physical ailments popping up, just things like that. That, you know, it's really a balancing act that our bodies are literally trying to do with that energy. Okay, so don't get scared. That only brings more scared energy. So see how you can empower through it. And you're probably saying, "What, Nikki? How do I get empowered when I feel like crap and everybody's acting like an ass?" Well, the way you do that is by being the light, really focusing your energy in the morning before you start your day, before you go to work, on being that light that shines out for everybody to see. Knowing that, you know, if you've been guided to watch this video, you're probably some sort of a light worker or a healer or energy worker, mystic, psychic, whatever, all those fun esoteric things. But those of us who come from this positive love place and understand that source governs all we do and say, and maybe not say, but you know, tries to anyway. But it, you can manage others' energy for yourself and your energy by really focusing in the morning before you start your day on being the light, on having a goal set. So, and when I say goal, I don't mean like by the end of the day I will have the laundry done, the dishes done. Not that kind of goal. When you're wonky feeling and when you know energies are crazy, you want to focus on the feeling. And there's a lot of people who channel different collectives and angels and stuff like that, that you may hear them say you want to focus on the feeling, not the thing. And that is really important to understand. If you are waking up and you knew yesterday was kind of sucky and you're kind of waiting for today to be even suckier, you don't want to set that precedent for the day because you'll just get more suck. I mean, that's pretty much how it works. You know, like attracts like. So you want to find a general energy, a space that you can feel, that you can have a goal to feel. So maybe if you're not feeling very energetic and uppity, you're not gonna want to be in an energy of fun or enthusiasm or things like. Maybe you're not quite there. So choose a feeling, choose a vibration that matches a little bit better than where you're at, you know, a goal. So I always like to say ease. I want to feel ease today. I want to feel comfort because no matter how I feel, whether I'm in a really crappy mood or, you know, I feel attacked or anything like that, ease and comfort are close enough, whether I'm really, really happy or I'm feeling really crappy, that I can gauge that goal. You know, ease would just be a little lightening up from where I am now. You know, comfort, I don't want to feel uncomfortable. You don't want to put out, I don't want, but you know, I know what I don't want. I don't want what happened yesterday, or I don't like feeling sick. I know that. And the universe knows that too. But I don't want to put out there what I don't want. I want to put out there what I do want. So maybe I want to feel healthy. Maybe I want to feel um, like I can breathe clearly. Maybe I want to feel um, comfortable is really the best way to put that when you're not quite there. Comfort, I don't want to feel stuffy, and I don't want to feel headachy, and I don't want to feel congested, but I don't want to put that energy out there. So I want to feel comfortable. And maybe at the end of the day, you reflect back and say, look at all the things that you recognize as, oh my gosh, I did feel more comfortable today. And then tomorrow you make it your goal again. And maybe you don't even get to your cup of coffee before you start feeling some resistance to your goal. And that's just a reset. That's just the universe kind of being like, click, and telling you, okay, take a breath, reset. What's my goal for today? Comfort. My goal is comfort today. Okay. Notice I'm not saying I want to feel better. I don't want to, I want to have a clean bill of health. I'm not saying I want to have all my paperwork done at work. I'm not putting concrete goals. I'm putting out there a goal of emotion that I want to feel consistently through the day. That is going to manifest more of that. And it's also leaving it open to the universe to decide how to deliver that abundance to you. If we say, I want $1,000, that's very specific, right? Very specific. It's kind of hard to manifest something that specific. But if we say, I want to feel abundant, I want to feel free, well, would $1,000 make me feel freer? Absolutely. But how many other unfathomable things out there would make me feel freer throughout the day? See the difference? I want the universe, I want the creator to decide for me how I will manifest how I want to feel. So that brings me to the next thing. Particularly right now, I believe Libra, which is the season we just entered into, is in Venus. The sign of Libra is connected with Venus, and Venus is love and relationships. So particularly with these retrogrades, you might be feeling triggered in your romantic relationships, your love relationships. And if you're not in one, a lot of things from the past might be coming forward for you. Oh, God, why, right? Well, let's take this as an opportunity. An opportunity to, first of all, if you're in relationships, don't engage. Don't engage. Be supportive, be loving, and avoid the best you can engaging in arguments and fights, okay? Because you may see in other people's lives really big changes happening that maybe aren't so comfortable. People might be being removed from people's lives, even yours. And that can be in many different ways, not just, walking away. Unfortunately, there's lots of ways people can be removed from our lives, and other things that no longer serve us can also be removed from our lives. So it's important to be supportive and recognize that we're not the only ones that are going through this. And as light workers, as people who use this energy and keep our vibrations high, it's important that we try our hardest to maintain that, because we're kind of the gauge for a lot of other people. And as that gauge that people want to set themselves to, if you waver, and it's okay to waver, we all waver, but just recognize when you are wavering a little bit, when you have a little bit of a wobble there in your vibration, and reset again and focus on how you want to feel. Okay, I always say, like, happiness, gratitude, love, those are ideal emotions we want to feel, but we're not always there. And when we focus on an energy that is so far from where we are, sometimes the resistance in between triggers us, and we end up spiraling in the opposite direction, which is why I say pick a more general, easy feeling emotion that you can get to by the end of the day. It's not that big of a deal. But if you are feeling great and you're saying, well, I feel really great, I don't understand why all these people are in such poo-poo moods, and are having all these things coming at them. I feel terrible. Well, send love and pray for those people. But also, you can set your gauge a little higher. Then you can say, today I just want to feel gratitude. That is the best you can feel. If you feel gratitude, well, that means everything's awesome, right? And so more awesome comes to you. More things to be grateful come to you. And because you're not putting a specific thing you're grateful for or specific things that you would like to have, endless possibilities. And if you're grateful for things, then are you going to get things that you're like, yeah, I don't really want that? No, because your energy is about being grateful. So you're going to get things that would make you feel more grateful. And same thing with love. But like I said, if you're not quite there, recognize that, gauge yourself, do a body check, and set your goal for a little bit easier of an energy, a little bit more comfortable emotion to dwell in for the day. And every time maybe you notice, at work, people are having some kind of crazy discussion that you're like, um, when you can remove yourself from that situation, go outside, go sit in your car, go to the bathroom, to your own private office, or wherever you can just be alone for a few minutes and reset. That's not me. That's not my energy. And you're going to put yourself in the energy of where you do want to be again. Okay? So that you can move forward. You will notice people behaving differently. Those who don't match your energy, where it's so distinctly different, you'll notice they just aren't around. Maybe they're avoiding you. Maybe the universe is divinely intervening there so that they find other places to be wherein you happen to be in certain areas. It's that's why you just put the energy out there. You don't put any agenda to that energy. You know, and you will notice those who are closer in your vibration. And there's no bad or good about where people's vibrations are. We all have very, very low periods, and we all have very, very high periods. And some people can sustain a higher level of vibration longer if they're aware and they focus on it. And some people kind of live down here in the area. But we all do end up in the area sometimes when we feel sick or bad things happen, things like that. So you want to be the light. You want to focus on being that light. And the way to do that is to maintain control of your own vibration. And I hope that helped you a little bit. Honestly, I know I say it all the time, and you're always like, oh, I don't feel like it. But meditation really is the key. Meditation. So we do have a short meditation to bring us into a positive light today. It's a very short one. And I did draw some oracle cards, so I'm going to switch our view so you can see me a little closer. And I may or may not channel a little bit. I think I kind of did just now, but not directly. But we'll see in a second. Remember, I'm not the one holding the reins on this train. So I'm going to switch the view. And my nose looks terribly large there. I actually don't have a large nose. It's weird. Hi. Okay. So I hope you can see me okay. I hope I'm not too shiny. Okay. All right. So the first card I have today is Lemuria. So you can see it. I'm going to get rid of that caption there. Okay. Lemuria. Can you see that? It's very pretty. It is from the Work Your Light Oracle deck. Strangely, I know I say this every time because it really is. I just grabbed that out of my giant box of Oracle cards. And honestly, it's the first time I've ever opened this box. It's like a mini box. And it's by Rebecca Campbell. And it wasn't until I'm preparing in like the 10 minutes before I go live that I even noticed the title of the box because I was really kind of just rushing around. I have never been this unprepared on purpose for syncretistic services or syncretistic celebrations because I'm anal, and that is one of the things I'm trying to overcome, is allowing spirit to guide me and not try to take the wheel. And so today I did a really good job, and I just let it all happen at the last minute, because the more I think about it, the more I plan. And I think I'm probably not just saying that so you're informed about how obsessive compulsive I am, but that is probably a message for a lot of you out there. I think a lot of us light workers tend to be very similar in our need to take the wheel and hold the reins and guide the train. Can I have any more analogies about our need to control things? And I'm not controlling like with other people, but I do like to control the things I personally do. So this is a struggle for me. This whole doing the live is very out of my comfort zone, because the live is very uncontrolled, and especially during a Mercury retrograde. You guys might not even be watching this right now. I could be totally in cyberspace somewhere, not showing to anybody. But I hope not. I feel like, it's not my message to send, so they'll make sure it gets to you. All right, so Lemuria. Back to see how my brain goes. Me. It says, excuse me, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. So it's a very pretty. It's like a mixed picture of actual land photograph, but then graphics also mixed in there. These cards are really pretty. The box looks like this, in case you're interested in purchasing this yourself. I'm sure you can get it on Amazon and many other places. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I keep coughing. I can't really help it. It's a lot better than it's been, though. Okay, so what I got from this isn't just Lemuria is the landmass that I forget the scientist's name, discovered in like 1806. Um, that was kind of where Madagascar is, around the island of Madagascar. That there was a landmass there, and the thought was that that may have been the original area that our species came from. And then we kind of migrated out, and then when the land masses shifted with plate tectonics and that kind of stuff, we had migrated and then we're separated. So we have to keep that in mind. I really feel that that's a big thing, because that really, the whether you believe in Lemuria or not, the idea behind, because a lot of esoteric practitioners and stuff kind of went with this and ran with it, saying that a lot of light beings and the star seeds and things like that come from Lemuria. Atlantis would be the other landmass that this is connected with, but they're actually separate. They're not the same thing. Um, and some people believe that the Atlanteans are one version of human and the Lemurians are the other, and we kind of migrated and became what we are today as a hybrid of the two. Who knows what's true or what's not true with that. But the bottom line is that we all come from the same place. We are one species. There are no races. There is one race, and it's the human race. And the differences that we have are they're transient, and they're material. Our differences, as far as DNA and what's inside of us, we're exactly the same. As when you look at dog breeds, okay? We look at dogs and we think a dog's a dog is a dog, right? Though we know that there's different dog breeds, and we know that different, dogs are little and some dogs are big, but we have no problem looking at dog as the thing we like in our house, and they're great and they're our best friend and they make us happy, right? And we really only look at breeds as like, well, this fits my household better, or this fits my household, or this one's hypoallergenic. A breed actually is a completely different DNA. They're all canine, meaning dog, but they actually have very different DNA. Not one human being on this planet has DNA as diverse as between different animal breeds. And a breed is different than species. We are the same species, we are the same breed. It doesn't matter. Like, it has been scientifically studied. Our DNA it's not all the same, because then we'd be exactly the same, but we are all the same species, the same breed. There is no different race. Doesn't matter what color your hair is, what color your eyes are, what color your skin is, what part of the world you come from. We literally come from the same thing. We are a very special species in that we have managed to maintain what we are. We haven't broken off into a different version of ourselves like other animals have evolved to. We have evolved together as one species. That's really important, and it shows a lot for the strength of our species. And we should honor that and stop trying so hard to be different and to show our differences. It's so 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 important that we recognize that we are one, that there is no better person than another because of what they look like. You can have preferences. We all have preferences. Do you sit there and scrutinize your food and never bring Brussels sprouts into your house ever because you don't like them? Other people in your house might like Brussels sprouts, right? We don't scrutinize over things as stupid as food as much as we do each other. And to me that is just ridiculous because we are all one. We are all from the same source. We are all made of matter, like the little particles that come together and make us. There is not one human being on this planet that has different matter than the others. Therefore, and then here's even bigger blow your mind stuff here. If you pass away and you're put into the earth, this body then becomes part of the earth. It decomposes, or if it's ashes, it's burned and it's still part of the earth. And guess what? Food then grows in that earth, and we become part of that food. Food you scrutinize over and don't let in your house. And then another animal eats that food, and we become part of that animal. And then, crazy blow your mind stuff here, some hunter comes, or farmer or somebody, and takes that animal and slaughters it for us to eat, and then that animal becomes part of us too, or we become part of that person. Okay, so like the cycle of life is unity. Why we can't seem to get our heads around that is beyond me. But if you're watching this, I hope you get the hammer in the head that I bang in there every time. We're one. We are connected. We have far, 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 far more likenesses than we do differences. So why can't we just get along? And I'm not trying to quote Rodney King, but he wasn't wrong. So I digress again. The other card I picked was I was asked. This one I actually was asked to choose was from the Divine Feminine deck. Okay, and that's by Megan Watterson. And the card that popped out was Catherine Le Bon. So Catherine Le Bon was a French saint, actually. She was from the 1800s, and the card says, "I am ready to heal. I am worthy of the miracles meant for me." So this card is about healing yourself, and I think this has been a topic a lot of times that they keep driving home to us. In a time of upheaval, in a time of cosmic craziness, it is really important that we focus on self-care. We always spend so much energy focusing healing and prayers on the people we love, and we kind of forget about ourselves. So it is important that you ask, source, angels, whoever you want to ask for help from, that they heal you. And when I say heal, I don't just necessarily mean physically. I mean emotionally, spiritually, in all ways. Ask for help. We have to ask in order for anyone, people or the angelic realms, to step in and assist us. We do have free will, and so whether it's taking your garbage out and you can't quite do it yourself and you ask your neighbor for help, or it's reaching out to Archangel Michael and saying, "I need your protection. I'm not going to be good today. I'm afraid I'm not going to be good today at work. I really could use your help, please." They do need to hear you say that. And Catherine Le Bon is just a manifestation. She was real, but at this point, when you recognize and we're drawn to her card, it's It's more about encompassing her energy. Whether you believe in saints or not, you're not worshiping them. You're recognizing what they did on earth and honoring it in yourself. How can I encompass a great person's energy too? Because we all have it, because we're all one. Okay, so I'm going to go into our meditation. So please find yourself, if you're driving, uh, do not attempt to engage in this full thing. Maybe pull over, or um, you know pause this part of the video and wait till you get home, because it is dangerous to meditate and drive at the same time. But for the rest of you, just find a comfortable place to relax for these few minutes of realignment. Find that comfortable position and sit back. Take a deep, cleansing and relaxing breath. Feel the tension leave your body as you settle into your place of self-reflection. Take another deep breath and be aware that with each breath you take, you become more relaxed. Close your eyes and allow every worry, task, and negative thought to float away. You have no time for them here, and so you let each of them go. Every bad thought, every fear, and every worry. Watch them all float away on the great big ocean in your mind. As you sit on the shore of this vast ocean, you hear a voice in the distance telling you, I am happy. I am capable. Today I am worthy. And the voice loops over and over. Today I am happy. Today I am capable. Today I am worthy. As the voice continues speaking, you watch the waves caused by your thoughts to settle. The great ocean before you becomes still and clear. Today I am happy. Today I am capable. Today I am worthy. Slowly, without turning, your eyes still on the clear water, you realize that the voice is coming from within you. You open your mouth and speak out loud. Today I am happy. Today I am capable. Today I am worthy. Allow yourself to effortlessly swim in the ocean of your internal experience. It will buoy you up every time. You are safe. There is nothing at all that you need to do or be. In this place of total surrender, only peace and clarity. These do not exist as their normal emotional forms. That is merely content. Instead, they exist as something like the nature of reality. They simply are. Now I'm going to begin to gently and slowly return your awareness to the present. Begin to change your focus from inward to outward. Take Deep, cleansing breaths, long inhales and long exhale. Continue to take more cleansing breaths as you hear my words. Gently feel your body. Maybe move your head, your fingers, your toes. When you're ready, when you feel comfortable, gently open your eyes. Now just sit for a few more breaths and feel yourself fully returned to the present moment, renewed and enthusiastic for your days ahead. We are truly grateful for this meditation, for being able to share it together for each other, and for the divine healing and love our Creator. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. Even practicing, I felt so happy after I did it last night. I did prepare to find that one. I always feel a little leery. I have gone off book and let spirit just guide my words, but wasn't quite comfortable this time. But I found a good one. Um, so I want you to move through the rest of your week with ease and comfort. Make that your goal every morning. If you can meditate for 5 minutes on that, that would be wonderful. If you can't, maybe just make it a goal to meditate. And if you are someone who meditates all the time, then fantastic. You got a leg up. It is important that you get into that practice because it really is the only time that you can still your mind and be completely present. And it doesn't have to be by listening to someone like myself give a guided meditation. And it doesn't need to be, saying Sanskrit mantras while you rock. It doesn't have to be. The idea is something that keeps you present. And it is different than prayer. Prayer is output and meditation is input. So in that time of peace and presence is also your time to listen to the divine and what messages come to you, because we all get them. You don't have to be psychic. We're all psychic in our own way. Those are extra senses. They're not something boogie and from outside of ourselves. We all have those intuitive triggers, and we've lost them throughout the years, unfortunately, from our time in Lemuria till now. So it's important that we recapture that and embrace that part of ourselves. And the best way to do that is through meditation. And does that mean you're going to get some crazy messages and stuff when you start? No, maybe you will, maybe you won't. But meditation isn't about getting good at meditation. Meditation is about helping you to get good at life and feeling good and enjoying your life. So let's move through this week with ease and comfort. And look back on your days and just see when you've set that goal, all the instances where the universe manifested ease and comfort into your life. Um, Recognize that energies are high and they're going to be that way for about a week, but try to use them and be inspired by them if you can. I know that sounds crazy, but you can. You know, uh, Remember, energy is neither good nor bad. It's how we feel about it. So if you're governing how you feel, then that energy, intense or not, will be focused in a positive, happy direction. And that's where we want to be. Okay. I wish you great peace and love this week, and many blessings and big hugs. Thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.